Dinosaur Tracks, Unbelievable Rock Formations, and Arches National Park. This is a one-day trip you won't want to miss. When you only have one day in Moab to spend with your adventure buddies, you really want to make that day count. This route has Dinosaur Tracks, Unbelievable Rock Formations, and Arches National Park, with a memory-making adventure in between. Let's let the adventure begin. We started off in Klondike Bluffs. Our plan was to go all the way up to the bluffs for a short hike, and then up and over and into Arches National Park. We started early, and when you start early, you always get to see some things that you don't normally see in the middle of the day. And right up there is our first destination. Klondike Bluff starts off in a wide open washy area before it gets into a tighter canyon. When we got into the canyon, that is where everything really started getting interesting for us and slightly more challenging. For reference, that's me in the red JK 2.5-inch lift, 35-inch tires. Wade is in the silver 4Runner with 33-inch tires on a 1.5-inch lift. And Anna, a newer driver, in a JL on 37-inch tires with a 4-inch lift. We would spend most of the day on what you would actually call a trail, filled with lots of obstacles, minor challenges, things to really keep the driving part of this trip very interesting. Anna wanted to try some of the harder lines that are optional along the route that we've been doing. Now that you're in the lead, I just want to let you know there's a notorious washout just up ahead. Okay. So just if anything looks strange, get out and look, because it is extremely tippy if it's washed out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's not a good spot.
Yeah, it was a little tippy back there, but yeah, we did it. We did it.
Of our group, I was the only one that has been on this route in the past. I knew kind of what to expect, but it was also my job to let everybody know what they were getting into. Luckily today, the notorious washout wasn't so bad, but still a very challenging section of the trail. Everybody was looking forward to getting to see the Dinosaur Tracks. The Dinosaur Tracks are from the Mesozoic period of time, which dates them to 262 to 66 million years ago.
So obviously they found dinosaur skeletons and everything, so they have some idea of the design of their feet, the bones and everything. So you've got, this one is 3 toes, obviously a bird-like type thing, and they find it that way. You and I obviously would just walk over that and go, yeah, it's a rock, but people are smart enough to figure that out, just not me.
Can you imagine if the stride was from this circle to that circle? It's just...
Yeah.
I think there's another little patch up ahead. I can only imagine, this was soft, sandy mud. They came running through here when the meteor hit.
Yep. And then a sandstorm a few days later covered it over.
Yep. And then
you get the impression. Yep.
We had a lot of ground to cover for the day, so we wanted to get going. This otherworldly landscape with the Jurassic-sized boulders and the Dinosaur Tracks, it really gave just quite an incredible feeling knowing that these dinosaurs were just walking around here millions of years ago. It really added to the experience.
We got another patch of little dinosaur tracks up here, guys.
As we continued up Klondike Bluffs, people always think, slickrock, it's very smooth. Not the case for us on this day. There was plenty of bumps and humps for us to go through and over. Klondike Bluffs gains in elevation the entire way. We were just amazed by the views off in the distance to the valleys below and the plateaus across the way. As I was driving up this section, I was really excited to get to the hike, actually on Klondike Bluffs, with some of the most amazing rock formations I've ever seen. We still had some long distances to go along the slickrock before we could get to the amazing hike up Klondike Bluffs. Our trip today would cover over 27 miles. We started just after sunrise, and I know we won't finish until just before sunset. We've only scratched the surface, and I keep trying to prep the group for what's ahead.
I think we'll have a little slight right turn up here, up a little slick rock ramp.
Anytime you're out in the desert and you see funny looking sand, this is called cryptobiotic soil. You never want to step on it. This takes a very long time to form, and it creates all the nutrients that basically some people say is the origin of life, how everything forms from this. I knew that everybody in our group was a sucker for views just as much as I was, so I was really looking forward to bringing everybody up onto the top of Klondike Bluffs. When we crested out at the top, everybody just kind of scattered and separated, and you could tell everybody was just absorbing in these amazing views in their own personal way. These are some of the best views around, and it makes this drive and this day totally worth it. I was really looking forward to some of the next portions of our route today, because the views that we're soaking in here at the top, we're going to get to see them from down below, right at the base of all these amazing and unbelievable rock formations. It wouldn't have taken much convincing to say, hey, let's spend the whole rest of the day up here, but we were only 7 miles into our 27-mile route, and we have a long distance to go yet. This is a full day route, and some of the most fun driving is yet to come. The rules of physics do apply in off-roading and overlanding, and what goes up must come down. And down we were going to go. I think when we were on the top of baby steps, everybody was shocked because it looks like you're about ready to fall off the planet Earth to Salt Valley below with not a lot of road in between you and it. This section would demand all of our focus.
Now, this is way more chewed up than the last time I was here. Gotta take a look at this. It looks scary from right here. It's not hard, it's just a low gear crawling. One more little tricky obstacle right up here. Hey, you might want to just look at this. See all the refrigerators down there weighed at maybe at the 10 o'clock.
We called this Refrigerator City because there's just a lot of refrigerators at this old structure. Not quite sure what the structure was from. It could have been from the old mining days or maybe cattle grazing down in the valley below. Either way, this place has been pancaked. We started early and we were all stretching the limit for our lunchtime, but we had one of the most difficult sections of trail ahead, with an ever-changing amount of small boulders that require plenty of turning and pointing and maneuvering your vehicle down. John was the first to raise his hand to spot everybody down this section of the trail.
All right, Wade, I'm ready for you. All right, for you. A little driver. Perfect, just like that, now straight. So I got a little passenger. Yep. Little driver. All right. Driver, other driver, hard driver. Driver. All right, go a little faster. All right, good, hard driver. Gotta get you around that rock in the back. Like that. Alright, that's it, man. I think you're in the clear. Alright, that's your turn. Let's go. Alright, Anna, whenever you're ready. Roll driver, just like that, alright, perfect. Now let's go straight. Just like that, perfect. Roll driver. Just like that, perfect. Come on down. Just come straight down this. Beautiful. I think you got it. Nice job, Anna. I think that around this corner, I'm at the bottom, right? This trail is a June Harley section.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. It looked a little scarier than it actually is.
You did a great job, Anna.
Had a great spotter, John.
baby steps in our rearview mirror, we would experience the only time of the day where we would have that heavy dust that these deserts are known for. Our plan was to take Salt Valley Road over to Tower Arch Road and then have lunch at Tower Arch for some more amazing views and more great wheeling. I let the group know that up ahead we still had a couple more ledges to drive over, some deep sand to get through, and one steep slick rock section, but I did say the hardest part is behind us. And probably some of the best views are waiting for us up ahead. Looking far off into the distance, we can see where Tower Arch Road moves from rock over to a deep sandy trail. With the Marching Men rock formation off in the distance, along with other great monoliths and rock formations, this section of the trail is quite unique and not really experienced anywhere else. I find it hard to believe that most of the surface of the road that we drive over is petrified sand dunes, and that much in this area is just formed from petrified sand. In this case, time has not decayed, it is created. Just knowing that the soft sand dunes in the near and foreground butting up against the hard sandstone someday will petrify and become future rock formations just blows my mind. Halfway into our day, we couldn't wait any longer for lunch, so we stopped before we got to Tower Arch. But that freed us up to go for a nice hike in the area and explore all the amazing and unbelievable rock formations. Visible from the parking area, we could see Tower Arch, but we also know that Parallel Arch was in the area. It was nice for us to get out and stretch our legs as we had been driving for quite a while at this point. We spent a little time at Tower Arch hiking around and exploring, and then we made our way over to the Eye of the Whale trailhead, so we had to backtrack, which gave us amazing views that we didn't see on the way in, of the La Salles and all the red rock in the foreground. I saw the sand hill and I had to stop and just soak in the amazing views for a minute before we continued on. The views of the La Salle Mountains became even more prominent the further we went south. We still had another 10 miles to go, and I kept promising our tiring group that there was only one more obstacle and then we're home free.
What were you saying?
If memory serves, that is the last obstacle.
Are you sure?
I think it is, yeah.
Okay.
I'm almost sure it's the last obstacle.
Okay. Take your word for it.
Arches National Park is known for all of its rock formations. This section of our trip, these rock formations were almost like Mother Nature's office buildings just staring in the middle of our roadway. Our route today would take us over 27 miles over 5 different amazing trails. All of these trails have their own distinct feeling, their own vibe, if you will. The last section, the last 10 miles, luckily is the easiest because by this time we were all very, very tired and hungry. It's been an incredible day, a long day. This has been one heck of a route. We finished at one of the most beautiful places ever. If you like this video, be sure to like below, subscribe to the channel. It means an awful lot to us. And more importantly, leave a trail review. We love living through you guys. We love seeing your photos. Let us know how you loved the trail, if you hated the trail. And man, we really hope to see you out there soon. We'll see you. Tiptoe through the crypto.
What it is. Here, Todd, come up here.
Tiptoe through the crypto.